Hi again then guys, and welcome to another tune setup for Gran Turismo Sport in particular, but this is not like any of our other tune setups so far because this is not a circuit setup. This is a traditional speed tune, especially for top end speed in particular, and that is of course the way that this channel really turned into what it is now, the roots of HSG. So the question is, why am I doing this? Because of course there are barely any circuits where you can actually use the kind of top speed that this car has. Well, put simply, there are two uses in particular for this car. One is what I use it for, which is oval racing, and we'll get to that more in just a second, but the second use is for the future. This tune is preparing for the future for potential top-end tracks which may be added. Now, I personally don't think that Route X is going to be added to the game. It might be, I hope it is, but I don't think it will be. However, I think there's a very strong chance that the Le Mans will be added. It's already in photo mode locations, it's an iconic track. I'd be very shocked if they didn't add it. And without the chicanes, that's exactly the kind of circumstance where you can use a car like this. Now, this is not as quick as on GT6 because you cannot put the wings down anymore, which is a huge disadvantage. You immediately lose about 50 or 60 miles per hour, which is a shame, but it's still extremely quick, and this is a variation of that same tune, with one primary change, really. Now, you want the weight set as low as possible. Traction control I do have, as you can see, on 0, but we'll get to that a bit more when I take the car out on the track. We've gone total overkill with the tyres to racing super softs. I know that people have different preferences there, not just in general, but even specifically for oval racing. I know some people on Route X used to like having soft on the back and hard on the front, stuff like that. So by all means, if you want to go for that, there's no problem. As far as the brake balance, I haven't adjusted that. For the suspension, you want the ride height as low as possible on the back, as high as possible on the front. For the frequency, likewise, as high as possible on the front, as low as possible on the back. Anti-roll we've got as high as possible front and rear. Then for the dampers all round, you want them as low as possible, with 56 and 86 respectively. Neutral toe on this one. You can adjust the downforce, which is a shame. That's the main thing holding the car back, of course. And then for the diff, this is where we've changed it up a little bit, because on GT6 my tune for this car has 5.5, 60, 60, 5.5. So we've changed it a little bit now down to 30, but to be honest, you can have all of them set all the way down to 5 if you want to, because that loosens up the steering quite a lot, especially on oval circuits, and it makes a big difference. For traditional tracks though, that might be a bit too skittish, especially with traction control off, but of course that depends on you as a driver, where you decide to use the car. But no, this is predominantly designed for ovals. So, as far as the gearbox, of course, you want the fully customizable transmission, an auto setting of 391, then individual gears of 4484, 2673, 1795, 1269, 943, 850, and 686, with a final drive of 3. Now, you only really use 5 gears with this one. You can kind of take it up into 6th, but you don't really need to most of the time. So that's it for the tune. Now, to show what it's actually capable of, let's take it to an oval track. Now, one of the things with this tune is that, as the title of the video shows, there is potential controversy around the vehicle, because of course there are no tracks where you can currently hit 400 miles per hour with the car. However, the reason why I'm claiming that in the title is because it definitely can hit 400. We just don't have a long enough straight at the moment. However, you can easily tell, based on the acceleration which it does have, that it can hit that speed. So when they do add a track such as La Sarthe, especially without the chicanes, it will definitely do that, I have no doubt whatsoever. And hopefully they might adjust it so that we can put the wings down, which would make it even easier to do so, but even if they don't, it can definitely do that. We'll just have to wait and see what kind of higher speed tracks end up being added. As it is, you can still easily get it up over 380. Even on Tokyo Expressway you can get up around there, on the Nordschleife straight you can get up around there, and even on an oval track you can get up to pretty high speeds as well, even though the oval circuits aren't that big. On this track, for instance, which is where I drive it the most, you can easily get 23-second laps, break into the 22s, go even quicker when you're drafting the other cars, and that's the way that I earn most of my money. You can do a 10-minute race, you earn 27 grand, do that multiple times and you're well on your way. You can easily earn 100 grand a day for just a couple of races, basically 4 in a row, and you're done. So one race on this track, you can do your daily mileage bonus easily. It's 50 miles. This car can do 26 laps in 10 minutes. So as I said, it's a great car for earning money, but also this tune is securing for the future for that performance. So if you do decide to use this tune, I hope you have a lot of fun with it, and of course stick around on the channel for more like it in the future. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.